I think what could have been more interesting would be a story where the problem was the initial problem was caused by somebody else. Right? And then maybe you fix the problem somehow. You go back in time, you prevent the original cause of the problem. But then there's like a destiny situation. Like it's fated to happen for whatever reason. Destiny demands that this problem occurs. So you fix it, and then it just happens in some other way, which is essentially the butterfly effect situation. It's been done before, but it's more interesting than what Warrior Within did. But they did do one really neat thing with Warrior Within that I'll give them credit for. There was an NPC that was a mysterious NPC you would see while exploring the Island of Time. I think they called it the Sand Wraith. It was basically like... it looked like a person, but a person made of sand. Or in this case, made of the sands of time. And it seemed menacing, and when you first saw it, you thought it would be an opponent. But it ends up helping you. But then you end up learning later in the game, spoiler alert, that Sand Wraith is actually you. Because what happens is, of course, this is a game about time travel. You end up traveling between two different time periods in that game. Much like what we're doing here in this game. Where you're traveling between your time and the past, because in your time, the Island of Time is ruins. But you also end up traveling back into the past to when it was, you know, flourishing. Like there were people living there who invented the Sands of Time. And you go back to the time where they created the sands. Or shortly after, something like that. Well, this looks suspicious. No. And of course, it's in that time period that the time paradox shit happens, obviously. But, I guess I don't remember the details. Something happens there that causes, for some reason, you to become the Sand Wraith. And then you end up going back to the other time period to mess around with stuff and make sure that you help yourself. Like your other self. Oxystone, what is that? Plot item, I guess. So you go back through, while you're playing as the Sand Wraith, you end up going through situations where, like, you re-encounter the times that you saw the Sand Wraith as your other self. But now you are the Sand Wraith, and you are doing the things that you saw the Sand Wraith doing before. So it's kind of interesting that way. Also, I think the Sand Wraith can't fight, but since you are now made of the Sands of Time in this body that you're in, your sand ability to rewind time regenerates without having to pick it up. Normally, it's an ammo thing. You have to find some Sands of Time in the environment and pick it up to recharge your capacity. But while you're the Sand Wraith, it just regenerates on its own. So there's some interesting gameplay involved there. So I like that part of the game. It's just the time paradox itself. The overall meta plot sucked. Hello. Oh, I find that in the other time too. Okay. But overall, the Sands of Time games are really quite fun. And people make fun of the movie they made out of it, but I think the movie did a great job in a lot of ways. It did its own thing, while still sticking to the core of the plot. Even if it was a little cheesy sometimes. Yeah, there are better ways to do that sort of thing. Yeah, Kai, exactly. But still, I maintain that Sandwraith thing was cool. It's just the overarching plot of you go to solve your problem and find out that you're the one that caused it, that failed. How could I have caused it if I wasn't here before it existed? It's silly. But if any of you guys, if you like puzzle platformers with a little bit of combat to them, they're definitely games worth checking out if you've never experienced them. Hi. You were in this hallway in the past as well. I like how I can kind of tell what I'm exploring, because I've been here in the other time. Kind of a nice touch. Like I can tell that I need to go to the top of this room because there's this. And yes, it's official. Definitely like this weapon. I could pair it with alongside a different weapon, but I don't want to. Why would I want to do that? Whoops. Turned around too soon. Yeah, gross. Snail spooged all over the floor. Who's gonna clean that up, man? I don't want your snail cummies. Anything else I wanted to do with the other time period before I keep going this way? You know what? I'm just gonna time swap. Stay in the same spot. Also, there was, I forget what they called it. So there was a main trilogy with the Sands of Time. And then after that, there was a fourth game that came out that I think was supposed to be part of the same storyline, but I forget what it was called. But it was very good because they added some elemental powers to the mix. The prince ends up meeting a genie who grants him some elemental powers. The most interesting one was being able to manipulate water in a way. So you could sort of... It was like time freezing water, but not everything else. Like, And it made it sort of temporarily solidified, but not like frozen or anything. But the main thing you would do, for example, is there would be a waterfall. And you could freeze the waterfall in place. Like again, like I said, not literally freezing, you didn't make it cold. Or turn it into ice. But you made it into a solid, static sheet of water that wasn't moving. And you could treat it like a wall, because this is one of those games that has wall running. Like you can run up a wall or sideways along a wall, briefly. One of those hardcore parkour kind of games. And you could freeze the waterfall and then run up, use it as a wall to run up it a little bit to do your parkouring. Or you could also do like you would jump onto a flagpole and swing around off of it and jump off of it. And in some areas there'd be like hanging gardens, Babylonian style hanging gardens, right? And there would be, I guess, little water jets coming out of the walls. Obviously primitive tech versions, like aqueduct style air water sprays for the garden, I guess. But you could use the water freezing on them to turn them into like a temporary flagpole, essentially. And swing off of them. Nice haul. And of course things will get, you know, complicated with these puzzles. You would have to do stuff like, you might have like 2 waterfalls like this, and you're approaching from the side, so you jump through one of the waterfalls, then you freeze them so you could wall jump up between them. But then maybe there's a ledge up here, so you can like jump, 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 and then you jump, and while you're in midair, you unfreeze it so you can pass through the waterfall again. You'd have to do a lot of timing of things like that. Ooh, hello. Wind. Alright, Wind Orb. You're gonna have to be really awesome to be better than the Eye Orb. What have you got for me? You're basically like a rapier, huh? No thanks. Not impressed. Ow. Don't ink on me. Also, I just remembered I wanted to reinforce this orb, so when I get back to the fast travel point, I'm heading back to base and talking to Nalest. Haha, wrecked. So far, this game here is one of my favorite time travel stories. This and Chrono Trigger. I tried playing Chrono Cross, but I really didn't like the way the gameplay felt. I couldn't get into it. Your biggest gripe with time travel stories is they let you go forward in time? I mean, it depends how they handle that, too. I don't mind that. How you can go forward into a history that hasn't happened? I mean, why not? It will happen. Yeah, these guys seem to be resistant to this thing. But they're lower levels, so it kind of evens out. Well, you can only hope it will happen. Is bad science, but we're not talking about science, we're talking about fiction. So the author can just say that it will happen. Oh wait, can I get to this thing over here now? Time travel can work the way the author says. Ooh, hello. I mean, you say, Kai, that there's scientific functions to time travel, but we don't know that. We don't know how that works because we haven't done it. As far as most of us know, anyway. Although, that brings up an interesting thought, I think, too. Because you have people who say, we know time travel is impossible because if time travel was possible, we would have met a time traveler already by now. But you can counter that by saying, maybe we have, and that fucked things up, and somebody else came back in time to prevent us from knowing about the fact that it happened. Also, there's the argument of the whole quantum science of the multiverse theory, where if you go back in time, you're not changing your own timeline, you're creating a new timeline that's different. And nothing's changed in the old one. Except that you're not there anymore. So that's also an argument. Ooh, interesting. Armageddon? Oh shit. Yeah, I have to see this one. Atomizer ring. Ooh, reveals hidden passageways. I think I need that. Alright, so I'm not gonna get health drain anymore, but reveal secret passageways is too juicy to pass up. Oh, hey buddy, what's up? Oh, yes, let's do that. But you see it traveling forward through history is a lot like Schrodinger's cat. Every step exists or does not. So it is observed to be one or the other. I mean, that's just time. Everything doesn't exist until it happens. But I think that traveling forward through time is you're not necessarily jumping to a point with a gap in between that hasn't happened, right? But when you arrive there, everything will have happened. It's essentially like, think of, imagine it being like you take yourself out of the world and put yourself in stasis while time progresses normally until you reach the point that you were going to time travel to, and then you come out of stasis and you exist again, kind of thing. Everything has happened. You just weren't there in the meantime. I mean, I'm only explaining it as being kind of like stasis. I'm not saying that you are literally in stasis. I'm not talking about Futurama and what happened to Fry. Okay, escort quest. Here we go. Look how much health he has. Probably not a lot. I also like how they won't let me go to the next screen until he's caught up with me. Hey, look, this guy's sprite has boobies too. I guess it's just really big pecs. Everybody's just ripped in this story. And that's how they died. The end. One concept of forward travel and reverse travel that you dig. That's traveling through your own family's timeline, like in Quantum Leap. Except, you weren't traveling through... Okay, in Quantum Leap, he wasn't traveling through his own family. He was just traveling into different people that existed within his own lifetime. Different thing. But I kind of like the idea of being able to, like, quantum leap into members of your own family. Then he was 400 years old. He didn't go back that far. Except for me, I think on the season, like the series finale, things got weird. But I think outside of that, he was always within his own timeline, wasn't he? I think so. Hang on, where am I going to find this data? Hang on. Maybe I'll just try the library. We'll try the obvious thing first. Hey Talon, what's up? Welcome. How you been? What is going on here? Oh great, there's a cult. Oh, and it's not the queen anymore, now it's a demon. Eternal Mother. Okay, so it's not here. I've already got the data from here. Maybe it's farther up there. I don't know. We'll stumble into it later, I guess. Alright, let's see if anything new is going on here. Nope, they're still alive. Okay. Well, time to explore new places again, I guess. But if we're talking about time travel within one's own bloodline, I always found Assassin's Creed interesting. Even though they weren't doing time travel, they were doing a reliving of ancestors' memories. But it was still pretty interesting. It was an interesting concept that memories exist in DNA. So through your DNA, you can sample your ancestors' memories. That's kind of cool. Okay, I can't get through the thing that's up from here. Hold on. Can't get up there. But I don't have anywhere else to go in this timeline. And in this one, I can keep going up from over there. But again, oh wait, I can go here. Okay, let's do that. There's some suggestion that that's actually the case too. Some animals appear to have genetic memory. Yeah, it's true. Like, I know a lot of animals just instinctually know to do certain things that they haven't even had to be taught. Which could suggest something like that. But I don't know if it's going to be to the Assassin's Creed level of things. Like, could we invent a machine that allows us to just plug ourselves into the machine and then directly experience, like, a year or something of our ancestors' life as if we were that person? And or simulate being that person based on those memories, like what they do. That'd be interesting. Because if they did, that would be badass. Neurotoxin. I didn't know I was playing Portal. Because, you know, something I would love to do... Because we've got all these history books, and, like, we've done all this historical study, but... Just imagine... Imagine what it would be like if you could, despite what we think we know about the past, imagine being able to go back and actually experience it for yourself. Like, what was medieval England like to live in? We think we know. But imagine actually experiencing it for yourself. But only for as long as you feel like it. Being able to peace out when you're finished. No? So what the fuck is this thing I'm fighting? A bird got corpse full of spiders? Well, full of worms. Poisonous worms. I'm having trouble predicting where the birds are going to go. The soul birds. Sometimes it's down here, sometimes it's up there, and it doesn't seem... Oh my god. It does not seem to be tracking based on where I am. That attack one bit. I think I can hit him just from down here. Ow. Nasty boss. Where's my antidotes there? That was tough. Damn. Definitely saving after that. I mean, it put me back to full health, but still. Oh, I see what neurotoxin is. It doesn't damage my health, it damages my mana. Interesting. Brain poison. Oh hey, I got this thing. So what you're saying is, if I try to get the true ending, I'm going to have to fight an extra boss. Question is, By pissing off whoever this entity is. Well, I'm making things worse. Hmm? Is this tiny Durgan just fucking with me this whole time? Probably. Alright, so I can go up here. And that's it right now. But that's probably where I'm going to be doing the thing. Okay. You know what? I probably should have equipped the ring that gives me the lifesteal for that fight. I didn't really need to be detecting secret doors while I was in there. But I didn't think of it. Oh well. Actually, no, I can go to the right for this. Yep, definitely not portal. This is only regular neurotoxin. It's not deadly neurotoxin, our old friend. It's your old friend, deadly neurotoxin. Alright. So... left, then up. Okay. Or wait. Yeah, this is the right one. No, actually, I've been in here, but I can get this chest again. It's still so weird that the chests respawn. I like it, but it's weird. And yeah, Talon, any special ending is usually super easy or super complicated. I don't know about easy. I don't think I've ever seen a special ending that was easy. Unless it was like the bad ending. You could call that a special ending. I'm drunk on my own power now. Yes, we had this discussion last time. Would that fix everything, though? Or it would allow me to fix everything, I guess is what they're saying. Hold on, I'm gonna save. Alright, what am I at? What do we need? Stop Volterus in the past. Turles. Stop Nuvius in the past. Well. Or I can keep going this way and presumably stop him in the present. I want to go forward at least a little bit because So in the past, we had this much more stuff to go through. And Alana was up here. So maybe we can explore this blank area for a little while. And then come back. Also this here that I don't know how to get into. So maybe I should try that first. I want to do as much stuff as I can before making a choice. That's true, Talon. Far Cry 5 has a special ending that's super easy. But one could argue that that's the bad ending. Your character gets what he wants, but the bad guy stays in power. Hello. It's not the same ending no matter what, because yes, the bad guy gets away in the end, but you still deposed him. Like, you've still taken him out of power. And you've done some good along the way. But it's true that either way, he survives. I don't see any way to get up there from here. Maybe you fall down here from this, or from another time swap. Wait till he floats, then freeze. Yeah, maybe. First, I have to wait till chaos is over. So I've got a limited amount of that I can do. Alright. This is as high as he's going to float, though, is the problem. I think. I don't think he ever goes higher than that. Come on, get out of the floor. You goober. Yes, up higher. What about that? Yeah! There we go. Ooh, new familiar. Devious little imp that loves to cause trouble. Well, I don't know if that's going to have a gameplay effect, but we'll give him a chance. Maybe he'll do something useful to us. Good call, Talon. Good call. Alright, let's see. I guess we're going back now. Actually, I've got a warp stone, but it's not that far away. It's not worth wasting a consumable. Oh. That's different enough. Alright. Alright. Let's explore the Emperor's Tower here. to the extent that we can, without committing ourselves to a decision. Also, this place looks sinister as hell. Yikes. Actually, I guess I don't have to randomly check for secret walls when I've got this ring on, do I? Yeah, really not impressed with this orb, are they? I wonder what they're weak to here. Let's try the Shattered in the Blood again. Ooh, the blood seems to... Actually, I guess it does the same amount of damage. Oops. Oh, what was that? Sand bottle. Ah, bigger sand restoration item. Nice. Oops. Did I need to keep them alive to get up here? No. Okay. I guess I'll switch my orbs back again. Eye orbs seemed weaker on the Giantess, but they're probably good on these guys. Huh. Well, guess we're not going that way. Man, I'm glad these things aren't Pyramid Head from Silent Hill Talon. That would be very no bueno. Oops. Ah, poop. Thrown out of the room. Okay, that's probably the Emperor in there. I'm not going in there. Although, should I verify? You know what? Let's go in there, see who's in there, and if it's the Emperor, we'll abort and go back to our save file. Oh. Okay, never mind. That seems to kind of confirm it. At least she thinks it is anyway. You know what? One thing I'm wondering, when she was pondering the options earlier, she said that if we kill the Sandman, then she can fix everything. I'm wondering if that means that I don't have to make a choice and I can do both of the other things. In which case, that would be ideal. Of course, that's what I was going for anyways. Because obviously that's going to be the most interesting way to go about things. We gotta go for the ultimate ending with the extra fancy boss in it, right? That sounds like a good goal to shoot for. And I use the word shoot more or less literally in this case. Okay. What level am I now anyway? 51. Nice. But not because there's more loot? Well, there's probably going to be more loot also. Which will also be nice. Check that armor out. Less luck, more defense, and pass. Puppies. Oh, they are resistant. I'm just doing a point of damage more than before. Because I leveled. I think these things are just resistant to almost everything because of how heavily armored they are. They've got to have some weakness, though. Actually, I'm curious. Journal enemies. Where are they? Empire Giantess. Not sure which symbol means which. Is blue weakness or is it resistance? Looks like it might be light and hammer they're weak to. I'm not sure. It would make sense, though. Usually in a game, if there's an enemy wearing plate mail and they have a weakness, it's usually blunt. Considering how evil these people are, light damage seems like you have potential as well. Games will often have evil enemies weak against light-based damage. What if I do this? Now, I don't know how to get to the top of that area, or if there's even anything up there. Oh well. Alright, I guess it's decision-making time now. Actually, let's go back to the past again and check in with our friends. Any news? I should probably buy some healing. And... go with that for now. I'm not sure how much these heal. This guy wants some information. I don't know where to get. Must be in a new area. Alright, what else? I think that's it. Kinda want to try to go back up the tower over there, but... I couldn't see a way to do it back then either. I don't have any new abilities to go up. So... yeah, I guess it's time to, time for some time fuckery. That's what time it is. It's time for shenanigans. We'll save the game first. Alright. Stop the guy, that guy in the past, stop this guy. Yeah, I was gonna do this one. Damn, this guy's huge. What the fuck? I guess we do know that there's giants in the world, though. Welcome back, Snowcat. Welcome back to the shenanigans. The shenanigans are not where, the shenanigans are when. And the answer is at all times. God, he even looks like an asshole. That's Emperor Blarg! I wasn't done talking. I'm not one of her. It can't be treason. I'm not one of her subjects. It's regicide. I like your attitude, girl. Man, I'm so glad we get to fight this guy. We've heard so much about what an asshole this guy is. Now I get to kick him in the face. Oh shit. I have that spell. Missed. Wish I knew how much health this guy had. So about the ring? Oh, yeah, I should probably... I don't know if this is what you meant, but yes. You saying that did remind me of it. Thanks for the reminder. Now let's see. Where's that stuff I buy? Okay. Yeah, it's alright. He seems to have all the attacks I have. Which makes sense as the Emperor of a magic nation. Oh, there goes reality. I broke time-space. Curious. Oh, this is the village. Or like a nightmare of my village. Yeah, all we are is dust in the wind, indeed. I've just destroyed all of reality. Oops. Right, well, with that in mind, let's have a quick break before we kick Time's face in.